Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I'm going to take a look at the top 11 best decks in standard format after the Throne of the Tides mini-set. The analysis work for best decks has been a little bit more difficult this time because for the first couple of days there were some nasty bugs, for example Bioluminescence giving +2 spell damage instead of +1, which actually made Burn Shaman really good. But now we can already see that Burn Shaman, after Bioluminescence was repaired, now Burn Shaman is below 50%. And also, going through statistics, there's still a lot of stats from the early days when the meta was a bit different because of that Burn Shaman, and then compared to now, so a lot more manual work in trying to find out what's actually hot at the moment. But anyway, I think I have a pretty clear picture of it by now. And number 11. I wouldn't really recommend this deck for climbing, although it does have a win rate above 50%, and it is Curse Warlock. One reason I wanted to feature Curse Warlock, other than it being the 11th best deck in the game, is that I'm just continually surprised. Curse Warlock got the card that solves the difficult matchups for it, Immolation. You can force your opponent to play cards in their hand or they will be destroyed, and it doesn't make the cut, because people are not playing decks that are slow enough, or if they're playing slow enough decks they don't play correctly against Curse Warlocks. So Curse Warlock is still doing fine, even with the old list, and that's just something that keeps surprising me. But be that as it may, if you like to play with some curses, you don't even need any of the new cards from the miniset, you can just go ahead and play Curse Warlock as it used to be. And then at number 10 we have a new deck from the miniset, and it is Murloc Shaman. Yes, in the duel of Murloc decks, both Murloc decks, Murloc Shaman and Murloc Warlock, share very similar profile. Pretty much the same good matchups, the same bad matchups. And Murloc Shaman is the better one. Yeah. I didn't think it would happen like this. I really thought Murloc Warlock would be able to defend against Shaman, but nope. Murloc Shaman, Tidelost Burrowers, Clownfishes. Murloc Shaman is the best Murloc deck in the game. Overall, that takes it to number 10 position, and it's like okay, 53% maybe, so you can climb with this. But there are also far better decks than this around. This is still better than Curse Warlock though. And at number 9 we have Beast Hunter. Beast Hunter is still running the secret package. It's funny really, I played CDC's list which doesn't run the secret package and which runs Ambassador Phelan. Really tremendously fun card, especially in combination with the Harpoon Gun. And that list has improved in performance relative to the secret list. But the secret list is still the superior way to build Beast Hunter, so if you really want to succeed with Beast Hunter, you want to take the secret version and then just use some secrets to survive early on. Then you have Vandar, you have Harpoon Gun. If you find Hydralodons, Mountain Bears, just boom, things will happen. And at number 8 we have Charge Warrior. There's nothing really wrong with Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior is a perfectly fine deck, except that right now Control Warrior is just better. They're basically two sides of the same coin. They're very similar decks, only the win condition is different. With Charge Warrior you have this combo package, and the combo package is a little heavy, so it takes a bunch of space from the deck, because you have these Tutor Fronts and Galvangar and Battlemaster and Faceless Manipulator, so that you can charge, boom. And Control Warrior has more space to use just for removal, and that seems that Control Warrior, the traditional style, is again stronger than Charge Warrior. But Charge Warrior is still one of the better decks to climb. Now we're starting to enter the territory of these are actually good decks to climb. And then we have our Paladin representatives. There's actually 3 of them: Mech Paladin, Handbuff Paladin, and Control Paladin. Mech Paladin, Handbuff Paladin, they're still very close. Mech Paladin is favored against Handbuff Paladin. Handbuff Paladin is otherwise a little bit steadier matchup spread. Mech Paladin a little bit more polarized. Anyway, Mech Paladin is still doing well. I still really liked Battleground Battlemaster versions of Mech Paladin, so that once you have some big mechs on the board, Battlemaster and boom, that just gives some of that damage to Paladin. Paladin usually lacks a little bit in reach, but with Battlemaster and with Mr. Smite in the deck, that just gives the deck a little bit additional reach so you can actually end those games. At number 6, Mech Paladin's evil twin, Handbuff Paladin, which is a conglomeration of many legendary cards. If you can figure out more legendary cards to put in here, put them in, they're probably good in this archetype, because this archetype is all about that bling. And yeah, very similar to Mech Paladin, a little bit less polarized and unfavored against Mech Paladin itself. But the best Paladin deck is still Control Paladin, And this seems to be the best list at the moment. 1 copy of Myrmidon. Myrmidon has been a little disappointing. Listed around 2 copies of Myrmidon. Myrmidon seems to be the weakest performing card by far. This list that only has 1 Myrmidon is doing a little bit better, which implies that there can be such thing as too many Myrmidons in your deck. Other than that, Light Ray isn't exactly a superstar, but it's a steady mid-performance card in the list. So the miniset gave Control Paladin some sweet new tools, but in the end you still have Light Force Carrier and you press that hero power button and you watch that Smite grow, and then Smite comes in and kills people. Great fun. The 4th best deck in the game right now is Pirate Rogue. It's not that Pirate Rogue got cards from the miniset, but Pirate Rogue got a lot of benefits from the buffs. We're running Tooth of Nefarian here, we're running the unnerfed Wildbow Null here, just unnerfed cards, good cards. Pirate Rogue, also one of Pirate Rogue's best things right now is that it's strong against Naga Priest. And Naga Priest is very powerful at the moment. Who would have thought Priest deck powerful? And it's not even a control deck. Sometimes happens. Pirate Rogue also has some other good matchups, like good matchup against Murlocs. People have been experimenting with Murlocs. Good matchup against Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is doing really well. But it also has its fair share of weaknesses because control decks are pretty terrible experience with this deck. So a little bit more polarized, but overall a good deck. Speaking of Demon Hunter, Naga Demon Hunter is the 3rd best deck in the game. The same general idea as was prevalent already after the buffs, because Carrier Fell Soul, Silak of the Abyss, yeah, that duo is just so sweet. It's actually not the best thing about the deck anymore, and also a couple of other observations, like the new 3-drop for Demon Hunter. I expected it to be good. It's not that great. Actually, this list, for example, doesn't feature that at all. Fossil Fanatic, drawing fell spells when you attack, another new card from the miniset, that one is good, yes. That one is really strong, and also the addition of Fossil Fanatic has allowed Jace to be included in the list. Before the miniset, there were some lists that were running Jace, and there were some lists that were just running Carrier and Zilak. And the Carrier Zilak lists seem to be doing better. But right now there are lots of Jace lists at the top, so the inclusion of Jace with the Fossil Fanatic and not using the other miniset cards seems to be the way to go to build Naga Demon Hunter at the moment. The 2nd best deck in the game is Control Warrior, but Control Warrior is in an interesting position. Because I'm featuring 2 lists here, because there are 2 competing directions for Control Warrior to take, and it's too early to say which one will prevail. Because you can do modern Control Warrior, Ignatius Lava Gorgers, Tidal Revenants, Alexstrasza the Lifebinder, Nelly, Mutanus. So you're trying to use just the power of Nelly, the power of Revenants, you maybe from the depth some Revenants and Bren Bronzebeard, and boom boom boom, you can just shoot face a lot, and you can also get a lot of armor. So very good defensively and has some offensive capabilities. Or you can go for a more traditional style, the 2nd list, which is still running Tidal Revenants, still has that Bran Tidal Revenant option, but it's running Kazakusan. So a little bit slower than running with Alexstrasza. You don't have as much direct damage going to the face, but you have a lot of tools and you can really go for a very long game. And because you can also gain tons and tons of armor with both variants, that means that the Kazakusan variant is favored in the mirror. But it looks like the Alexstrasza version is a little bit stronger in many of the other matchups. So which direction is Control Warrior going to take? The slower Kazakusan style, or the little bit faster but potentially running out of damage Alexstrasza style? That is yet to be determined. And finally, for the first time ever, maybe? I'm not sure. Priest. Naga Priest is the best deck in the game at the moment. Naga Priest has a lot of matchups where it's really good. Mech Paladins, Charge Warriors, Control Warriors, Mech Mages, Handbuff Paladins, Beast Hunters. It does have some notable weaknesses as well. Warlock, Shaman, Control Paladin and Pirate Rogue. Those 3 are pretty much the only unfavored matchups for Naga Priest. But of course having 3 unfavored matchups does mean that the deck has weaknesses. It's not like there's only one specific answer to it. But yeah, the Serpent Wig buff. The Serpent Wig buff just did so much for this deck, and it's pretty strong at the moment. So if you're climbing the ladder right now and trying to reach Legend, Naga Priest is your best option. Obviously, we are still only a few days into the miniset, and take into account that the first 2 days there was that bug with bioluminescence, so data from that era is useless, so we're not as deep into the miniset as you would expect at this date. So a lot can still change, but this is what the meta looks like right now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.